In accordance with the statements made by the Buddha in his very first sermon called the Dhammacakkappavattana, the technique of enlightenment declared by him in that discourse called Dhammacakkappavattana is translated into English as middle path in short term and the eightfold path in long terms. Though the word path is used there, the technique of enlightenment is not a path on which one can walk. The word path in Buddha's language called magga is used there poetically, metaphorically, to denote a technique, a method. But although we can say it as a technique or a method, it is not something that we can do. One cannot get enlightened by doing something, by any activity, even by a meditation. The commentary to the Susima Sutta, it has been mentioned that the enlightenment is not the outcome or the result of meditation. Called the tranquility meditation that existed at the time of the Buddha. There the meditation is meant concentration. That means one cannot get enlightened by concentrating on some object, for example. One can get concentrated on one's own breathing. That is called anapanasati in Pali. That is also a technique. One can concentrate one's mind on a certain object, like a light, like certain object, physical object, one can concentrate. By concentration, you are making an effort. For concentration, there must be effort maker, one who concentrates. It is intentional. When there is an intention, and when there is an intender, and when there is an aim of the intention, enlightenment is not possible. Enlightenment means the complete disappearance of the individuality, the idea of self, the ego, and also the extinction of all desires. Although self and desire are used as two words, they mean two aspects of the same phenomenon. Without a self, there cannot be desire. And without desire, no self can be formed. They are interrelated. That means self, the idea of self, desire, or intention or desire get extinct along with the extinction of the idea of self called I. Desire means what I want. What I is there for a desire. Desire is related to I. I is related to desire. I exists as long as there is a desire for the continuation, at least for the continuation of the I, continuation of the self. Enlightenment means the ending of the self, extinction of the self. Self means the concept of the self. It starts as the first step to enlightenment. In the state of enlightenment called stream Vina stage, in Pali, Sotapanna stage. And that idea of self is called Sakkaya Ditthi. Sakka means one's own, Kaya means the heap, the collection, means the idea, this is mine, that is mine, and so on. My body, my mind, my idea, my wife, my country, and so on. Whatever idea that you consider as your own, something is your own, or someone is your own, or some idea is your own, some opinion is your own, that means I is there. As long as there is the concept of the I has certain desires, certain needs, and that I is conscious of oneself. There is self-consciousness in that concept of I. And that is called Sakkaya Ditthi, my own group. And another meaning it has, Sakka Kaya. Kaya means the work, the doing. This is what I do. I see, I can hear, I can smell. That idea forms the I. I lived as a baby. I lived as a child. I lived as a youth. I lived as a matured person. All those experiences, all those memories go to form the idea of self. Enlightenment means, as I mentioned earlier, the ending of the idea of self, along with when there is no I, there is no desire, and therefore Nirvana, the enlightenment, is called Tannakaya, extinction of desires. For that, there is no path. Although, as I mentioned earlier, it is said metaphorically, poetically, the path to enlightenment with eightfold aspects. Hariyo Attangiko Maggo, that is the term used by the Buddha in his first discourse called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta to denote the technique of enlightenment in detail. Although the word Magga has the meaning of a path, it is no path. Because there should be a path if there is some place to which we can go. No one can go to Nirvana. Nirvana is not in a particular place. It is a state of mind beyond both time and space. When there is a path, time is taken for walking. But enlightenment is beyond the time dimension. And what we experience through enlightenment, called Nirvana, according to Buddha's description, is here and now. Sandittika means you can see it here. Ehi passiko. Sandittika means you can see it now. Ehi passiko means you can see it here. Here means anywhere that you can say here, it is here. Therefore, it is not limited by the limitation of space. Any moment that we can go now, we can see, one can experience Nirvana. That means it is not bound by the time like yesterday, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, next year, and so on. No limitation of time, any moment. But when you say you can experience Nirvana, you get the idea there's somebody to experience Nirvana. There's no experiencer. Both the experienced and the experiencer become one with each other at the enlightenment. There is no object of enlightenment. When we think of Nirvana as an object, mental object, you are there, the thinker is there, the thought is there. But Nirvana is not a thought. Nirvana cannot be think of. That is why it is called Athakkavachara in Pali. And it is not an object of the mind. That is why it is called Animitta. You are Nirvana in reality. Real Nirvana is not different from real you. Real you is Nirvana. That is eternity. What is you? Because the Buddha, you are emptiness, void. All physical phenomena can be called ephemeral. They are illusions. They are really not existence. They are really sparks, appear to disappear then and there. In Sanskrit it is called Shana Bangura. Nothing is permanent. Nothing has no permanent identity. That is what is meant by the term anatta in Pali. Because the entire physical universe and every item in it is dynamic. That is what is called anicchata. Always active, living. The physical universe is living. But the Nirvana, you cannot say it living or non-living. It's a unique state. Emptiness of the space is the original space. It is beyond time and space dimensions or measurements or boundaries. Even the Buddha cannot say when the existence started, existence of space and time. Anamataggo ayan sansaro. In number of discourses he has mentioned that statement. Anamataggo ayan sansaro. Pubba koti napanyayati. There is no beginning of existence. Beginning of time, existence means existence needs time, existence needs some space to exist. That means both existence and time have no beginning. But the modern scientists say that there is no space and time dimensions in a black hole. Because nothing exists in a black hole. If something is existence, it needs a space and it needs a time. Enlightenment means neither existence nor non-existence. Because you cannot say that emptiness, referred to in Pali as sunyata, when in naming Nirvana, the enlightenment, enlightened state of mind, is emptiness, which has no beginning, which has no end, which has no decay, which is neither living nor not living. To live, there must be something. Emptiness means nothingness. That is the ultimate reality Buddha has realized by enlightenment as Nirvana. The word Nirvana means freedom from desire. Vana means desire. Desirelessness. Desire is there when there is somebody to desire, when there is an I, when there is a self. When there is no self, there is nothing. Only as long as there is a self that you become aware there is something. However, even after enlightenment, there is awareness. Not the awareness of our normal mind. It is the original awareness of the body. Sense organs. Sense organs are living beings. They become aware. The I becomes aware of pictures, forms, light. The ear becomes aware of sound. The nose becomes aware of smells. The tongue becomes aware of taste. The body becomes aware of different sensations, touches, contacts. And the mind becomes aware of mental images, mental pictures. According to the sutta called Rohitasa Sutta, that you get in the Samyutta Nikaya, volume 1, page 118, in the Tripitaka Buddhist canon. It's called Buddha Jayanti Tripitaka. In that page you get. There Buddha says, the entire world that we become aware of is within our 1 fathom body, a body of 1 fathom. Fathom means 6 feet, nearly 6 feet our body. That means we become aware of only our body is created. Body is created means only what our sense organs create. It is a picture that the eye creates that we become aware of. It is a sound created by the ear we become aware of. It is a smell created by the nose we become aware of. If these organs are dead or paralyzed, we can't be aware of the sensations. That means we can be aware of only sensations given by our sense organs. They send electromagnetic signals to the mind regarding things. But no sense organs is capable of knowing the reality, the actual nature of anything. Their capacity of awareness is limited. And they send us wrong information, defective sensations, and we create our own world. That is why the world that we know as an idea, as mental images, is called illusion, an illusion. And there is no path to a place where there are no illusions, no path to emptiness. Because emptiness is here and now, as I mentioned earlier. Sanditiko, now you can see it here. And Ehipasiko, here and now. Therefore, you need not go to enlightenment to be here and now. That is why we can say the path to enlightenment is an untrodden path. That is why the great commentator called Buddha Ghosa declared Maggamatti Gamiko Navijjati. There is a path to enlightenment, but nobody seems to be going along that path. Atti Nibbute, there is an enlightenment, a Nirvana. But nobody seems to be in Nirvana. That is the state of affairs that we call enlightenment and Nirvana. It is nothingness. Therefore, no path is needed to reach nothingness. Nothingness means the absence of the idea of I. When there is no I, there is nothing. Because as I mentioned earlier, according to the Rohita Sutta, all what the I knows means. Whatever that is created by the body. When the body is dead, when there is no I, concept of I, there is no physical. Body can be physical or mental. Manokaya means the mental body in Pali. Mental matter. That also very fine, refined physical matter. Without a body, there is no mind. Without a mind, there is no body. Mind means, the basis of mind means awareness. Nirvana is beyond awareness. One can achieve Nirvana through the meditation, the trance called Sanya Vedaita Nirodha Samapatti in Pali. But after getting enlightened, one can come back to the old mind and body. But a mind that is not thinking, but only aware. Awareness is not of the mind, but the awareness of the body that the mind becomes aware of. Physical awareness, the sensory awareness is called Sanya Vedaita in Pali. Even after enlightenment, the sensory organs of the physical body are alive and they become aware of their respective sense objects. And with regard to that awareness of sense organs, the body becomes conscious of those things. The mind becomes aware of. Awareness is there until the final passing away through getting absorbed in the trance called Sanya Vedaita Nirodha. One can adapt in that trance in two ways. One for a short time to get a mental and physical rest for about 7 days. But final passing away called Parinibbana happens in that particular trance where there is no even awareness. And without awareness, without a body, the Kevada Sutta in the volume 1 of the Digha Nikaya of the Buddha Jayanti Tripitaka says, there is no body and mind in Nirvana. There are no physical elements called Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu in Nirvana. There are no physical objects called long, short, big, small and so on. Digancha, Rasancha, Anuntulang and so on. Good or bad. There is nothing in Nirvana. There is no, therefore there is, we can not say there is a path to Nirvana called nothingness. It is, enlightenment is a pathless achievement. There is no path. Not even a technique. Technique means doing something. Doing something, one cannot get enlightened. To do something, there must be a doer, the idea of I. To do something, there must be motive. Enlightenment means beyond all motives. It is not a karma. In the Nibbedaka Sutta, Cetana bhikkhave kammam vadami. Karma means the intention, the motivation. Motiveless, intentionless. It is only through intention we create karma, that force, for prolonging our life. After enlightenment, things happen naturally, spontaneously, without any intention. Life becomes natural. In fact, enlightenment is nothing but naturalization. Naturalization being what we are naturally. Naturally, the ultimate nature is your emptiness, your nothingness. You are not a thing. What looks like a thing, according to Buddha, is an illusion. In Hinduism, it's called Maya. The ultimate reality called Paramatma, Satya in Pali, is emptiness called Sunyata, the Nirvana. That is nowhere else within you, because you are yourself, it's Nirvana, you are emptiness, you are nothing. That is what is meant by the word anattata in Buddhist language.